All right. Test.
Test.
Yeah, I'm right here.
Not at this level of Kyrie.
behavior, yeah.
No. So Elon Musk making a lot of news right now. Of course, he announced he was going to buy Twitter, and then he tried to get out of it legally. And then someone must have said, you can't get out of this now, or he changed his mind. Who knows? So he did buy Twitter, and now certainly it's making huge social media news because for several reasons. He laid off some key executives. A lot of executives are leaving the organization.
Just regular employees, too.
Like regular employees, absolutely. And a lot of celebrities and well-known people on Twitter are leaving because they believe that with his commentary that he's going to allow more potential hate speech and everything on the platform. He's also promoted some wacky theories, politically and otherwise. Conspiracy theories, right?
And one of the things that have gotten some of the famous people up in arms is he's considering charging them for their blue check mark,
Right?
For their verification. Well, it started as 20.
Right.
Go back and read the thread. Stephen King.
Who was it? Stephen King.
Yes.
That's
Stephen
right.
King. I've been following those two going back and forth. So he's like, "Oh, how about $8?" And he's doing it publicly. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're following any of this, especially him writing this shit on Twitter, he's trolling you. He's simply trolling everybody. Yes, he's been it's shitty that he's laying off a bunch of employees and all that. But the shit that he's talking on Twitter, no, now not the conspiracy theory. He should not have retweeted that. Mm-hmm. But like I'm talking about like his little snide comments to random celebrities and stuff, that stuff is just trolling. Like he's just trying to get everybody riled up, and he's doing a good job. Now,
I don't know.
On the other hand
I don't know. I don't know if is he thinking at that level. I don't know. I think he might even be serious.
Well, some of the comments you can tell. I mean, they are sarcasm. And again, I'm not sticking up for him whatsoever. What he's going to do that platform and everybody leaving, it's just going to ruin it ultimately.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know if the statistic was right, but like the day he took over Twitter, the N-word was said like 500% more than it had the previous day.
Jeez.
Right. And again, I don't know if that statistic is true or not, but I'd read that somewhere. But yeah, it's insane. Like
here's what's difficult.
A crazy thing going over on Twitter.
And I don't know. This is what's weird. So Elon Musk has commonly, he doesn't say he's going to promote hate speech. It's not in so many words, but people that's where they're going to go with it, right? Mm-hmm. He says freedom of speech, right? Which there's nothing wrong with free speech, in essence. The problem is the shitty people that are going to, like Dean just said, that are going to take free speech, meaning I can say whatever the fuck I want, and I can use it as hate speech, and I can be a crazy conspiracy theorist, and
throw out misinformation.
Like, it's just, and then it's that discourse of where, okay, well then you block people for using that stuff, and then now it's not free speech, and now I can't free. You know what I mean? It's consequence. Somebody said, actually, this ties into the Kyrie thing. There was a tweet that I read when I was pulling up the Kyrie stuff, and somebody was like, stop saying that Kyrie doesn't have freedom of speech. He said what he felt. He had the freedom to do so, and now he is facing the consequences for his actions. That's what it is. And that's how I feel a lot of times when people complain about like cancel culture is I'm like, hey man, like being canceled is done unto you by if there's
freedom
enough
of speech is you can't be arrested for your speech.
Exactly. If there's enough people that no longer want to have anything to do with you because of a thing you said, that's called a consequence. That's right. Not everybody getting together going, you're canceled because we don't like what you said. Well, if enough people don't like what you said, then you've alienated yourself, and that's a consequence of a thing that you said.
If you walk up to a certain person and say the wrong thing and they punch you in the mouth because you may have called them something that you shouldn't have,
Right.
that's your freedom to do so. But the consequences is you get punched in the fucking mouth.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. Some people think, I agree with you. Some people think freedom of speech is they can say whatever they want without repercussion. Doesn't make any sense. Zero.
I can sit here and scream this to you and to that and the other because I have freedom of speech.
Yep.
Yeah, you do. But
Right.
again, everything has consequences.
And your
That's right.
employers have freedom to fire you if what you said does not align
That's
with
right.
their
Correct.
beliefs. And
That's right.
your family has the freedom to not associate with you if you're a fucking asshole, and so on and so forth.
When I said that
these
phrase,
are
Brian beat me with a bag of oranges.
That's
Right.
right.
Yes.
That's right.
Oddly, you begged for
on the
more of
way
it,
out.
which was
On the way
Well,
out.
I took them. I took them on the way out. I deserved them.
Yep. All right. So, just real quick, do you?
I
what
have
do you
my
think?
blood on
Is,
them.
is Twitter going to survive? Is it going to? Is it already? Is it just going to be a?
It's
a
going to
platform that loses
survive.
its
I don't know
luster?
what it will look like.
Yeah.
You know, in a year, but it'll survive. But what I think also does happen is this is the perfect breeding ground for a new social media platform.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, where it comes from. If it's already started, I don't know. But I do see
Kanye's buying Parler.
yeah.
He is.
Yeah, I'm thinking more along the lines of a what Twitter was. You know what I mean?
see.
Right.
Oh, I see. That's regulated.
Zero
and,
tolerance, no hate speech type
Well,
situation.
That I guarantee there's people thinking what you're thinking and scrambling, trying to figure out if there's a way to maybe do something like that. So
they're probably
maybe
calling
even
celebrities, trying to get them to endorse it, yada yada.
It could be former Twitter executives and employees. Maybe they try to do something on their own.
Well,
that makes
Jack
sense.
In spite
Dorsey,
of Elon Musk.
Jack Dorsey is making a new one. It's called Blue Sky. That's what they're working on right now.
Okay.
There we go.
So yeah, Jack Dorsey's working on Blue Sky with a team or whatever. I
don't love the
listening
name,
to a podcast about that today.
right.
Yeah. But
I hope
I
they're
think,
workshopping that name.
yeah, I don't know what it's going to look like exactly, but I do think, I think all of this right now is just the big change, and people are unsure of Elon Musk and all these things. But I think it will survive. And also, Twitter, while it's been this global platform that so many people use and people go to for their news sources, Twitter is not a big moneymaker. And I feel like this is the time for that to change. You have a guy that can definitely do that. And I feel like the way that we use Twitter as just refreshing a timeline and seeing all these random tweets, I look for Twitter to kind of change its interface. Maybe the types of tools that you can use on Twitter over time will kind of evolve. I think it's just going to be like a different. Remember, for example, when we all first got on Facebook, and that's literally, it was basically Twitter. People just typed. It was that little tab that said, "What's on your mind?" And you just typed something, and you would share whatever the fuck you thought at that moment, and it was basically Twitter. And then, now you can share videos, and there's links, and there's pictures, and you know what I mean? It slowly piled on to where it was this more immersive multimedia scape where you can post all types of different content. I think I could see Twitter, not exactly copying just as Facebook is, but I mean, going forward as technology evolves, as these different tools become available, I could definitely see Elon Musk being the type of guy that could certainly take something that has so much potential that just straight up has been kind of laying dormant there and has stayed as is for so long. I could see him kind of being the guy to take that forward. I don't know if it'll crash and burn before then or not, but I could, you know what I'm saying? Long-term business plan wise, I could definitely see a lot of changes coming to Twitter in the way its functionality is set up, I guess.
Very good. Everybody, Gen X Brian with Millennial Nick and Zennial Dean. We need more people besides Nick's mom watching us. Give us a like and subscribe.